Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is the look we're doing today. I got this idea from my brother-in-law. He was like, well, it's Thanksgiving, you should make yourself a turkey. Not a bad idea. And then I saw Mikey at Glam and Gore, I'll link her video down below, and Spencer Henry do this exact video where he turned her into a turkey. So now I feel like a copycat, but hey, it's okay. Yeah, so this is today's look. If you want to know how I did it, just keep watching. So the first thing I did was take Model Magic. This is a foam modeling clay, and you want to make sure it's the Model Magic, the foam clay. And I made a little beak prosthetic out of it. I just molded it with my hands, like here. I gotta fix that edge. So I'm just molding it with my hands. And the reason I made it kind of long is so that way I don't have to do a ton of cover up and blending. We're going to attach this using our liquid latex and then blend the edges using that liquid latex. And honestly, if I had Prozaid or Spirit Gum or Prozaid Cream, basically a better adhesive, I would use it. But all I have is liquid latex. And honestly, this works just fine. So that is what I'm going to use. And I'm going to grab a Q-tip, go into that liquid latex, and start applying it to my nose. I'm going to coat this pretty well before I stick the prosthetic on. And then once we have our prosthetic on, we definitely want to blend the edges. And I'm going to try to not get it close to my nose ring, mainly because that is a pain in the you-know-what to get off. And I don't want to rip my nose ring out, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick this and mold it onto where I just had that latex placed. And then you can kind of work with this some more. So my reference photo of a turkey, I'm gonna pull some of this off. Anyway, my reference photo, turkeys are ugly. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. To try and turn yourself into. I shouldn't say that. All of God's creatures are beautiful, even me. But yeah, that is aesthetically, they're not the cutest birds on the planet. So there, now we have kind of a base to start with. So now what I'm going to do is take that liquid latex, take our cotton balls, and go around the perimeter and blend the edges into our skin. Because we want it to look seamless. We don't want it to look like this was just stuck on, you know. I don't have any feathers, so I'm going to be drawing those on. I went to a couple different places and couldn't find them, so I'm improvising. Working with what I got. I almost wanted to wait until tomorrow when I could get out and go to a store that I know would have feathers. But then I remembered that tomorrow's Black Friday and ain't nobody got time for that. Kind of crazy. Especially me. I get very agitated and I'm not doing it. Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to accomplish this look, but I'm going to try to make it as realistic as possible. We'll see what happens. Okay, so now that that's dry, I'm going to go in with my Mayron paint palettes, and I'm going to be, I think I'm going to mix the reds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from like, I'm going to be drawing some feathers up here. So I'm going to start like reds around the outside, working my way into some blues and browns, but I want to start with like the brightest colors first and then work my way into the darker colors and around the perimeter drawing the feathers. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be using my torn up sponge for this because it'll create that texture that we want. And I just got the sponge damp. And I'm going to pull it down a little bit. And this can be really messy. Doesn't have to be perfect. I don't even know if this is going to turn out, you guys. But we're going to try. Looks like I just got punched. I got this idea from my brother-in-law, Jordan. So shout out to Jordan. Because everybody was talking about, you have to do Christmas looks in December and blah, blah, blah. And Jordan's like, well, you got to turn yourself into a turkey for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, oh, sure, I could try that, maybe. We'll see what happens. And here we are, trying to turn ourselves into a turkey. Just for you, Jordan. Okay, so now that I have that red placed down, I'm going to go back in with some shadows and kind of darken it and shade it, but I just want to get the base colors down. I'm going to go in with blue, and I think I'm going to mix like a navy-ish and like a brightish blue and go around. Yeah. It's pulling a little more purple on camera, but that's probably because the reds and stuff kind of mix in. Also, this little guy, yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I don't have any diseases, don't worry. It was just a zit that went horrifically wrong. Yes, so I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to take the sponge and kind of press it in like so. Oh, that's pretty. I'm going to do that underneath the eye. This nose piece, I think I'm going to do like a mix. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of going with the flow here, guys. I really don't know what I'm doing. I kind of like how it's turning out. I'd get in frame so you could see. That'd be nice too, huh? So I'm going to do a little bit of that lighter blue just around the perimeter. I'm going to paint the mouth brown, I think. I'm going to paint like this area like brown just because it'll recede it a little bit and make it look a little more like a mouth. Okay, so I'm going to add even more white to that blue, and I'm going to start painting on the actual beak portion and patting that out. I've noticed in my reference photo that they go from like dark to light to red to, I mean, there really could be anything going on with their beaks and stuff. There's some that have like really short beaks, there's some that have longer beaks, and I'm sure it's a male to female situation. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is just add some white in this area, bring the red down the nose, and just bring it all together, I guess. And then I want to use the brighter red for the end of the beak. Oh. Oh no, oh no, oh no. That's okay. Actually, I kind of like how that looks. We're gonna add a little bit more. There's quite a lot of water on my brush, and I like that because it doesn't pull as much pigment, you know? Oh yeah, this is looking interesting, you guys. Okay, so now I'm going to go into that brush that we just used. I'm gonna go into the brown paint, and I'm gonna paint all of this area brown. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, so for the feathers, I'm gonna go into that brown, but I've noticed that the feathers are fairly square. So what I'm gonna do is draw feathers, kind of like little houses. I don't know if this even looks good, but we're trying. I'm gonna try and do this, do some more of these. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what I decided to do was in between, if you can see right here, in between each of the divides, I added another feather, and I will go in with shadows and highlights to divide those some more. Okay, so now that we have that all done, I want to go in and add the shading, and I'm going to be going in using two different Morphe palettes, the 35B like I usually do, and the, oh, I know the name's on here. Oh, here it is. The 39A Dare to Create palette. And I'm going to be using a range of blue shadows, red shadows, brown shadows, just to like do a little more to the face. Okay, so the first thing that I want to go in with is a red shade. And I just want to deepen up the outer portion of the red. And I'm just kind of stamping this on, kind of haphazardly. Actually, you know what? Hold that thought. I'm going to go in using an angle brush. Let's move this along, shall we? We're going to go into that red shade. Yeah, there we go. And just deepen up that red shade. This is going to be a pain in the butt to take off later, but that's okay. I will take that little brush for around this area because I don't need a lot. Try to do a little down the nose. Okay, now I'm going to take that 39M, and there's this beautiful, here, let me show you. This beautiful navy blue shade. And I'm going to go in with a fluffy brush, pick that up, and start placing it, oh yes, around here, and just being really messy with it. Just so you guys know, I'm not trying to be like super precise, super accurate. This is all in good fun. I'm gonna give him kind of a furrowed brow area because he's mad. People are hunting him. Not 100% sure why I made him a he, but whatever. And if you're wondering why I put my black sclers in, turkeys have beady little eyes. Like, they got some sketchy ass eyes. I really want to tell the story about our cannibal turkeys and chickens that we used to raise when we lived on a farm, but that is just not my story to tell. But someday, some Thanksgiving day, I will have my little sister Slim on here to tell you guys about the chickens and the turkeys, because she has been traumatized for life. Okay, so for the inner portion of the blue, I don't have like a pale blue shade, so I'm going to go into the 35B palette and mix the white and the bright blue shade together. And I think that'll give me, yeah, that'll give me the color that I want. I'm just trying to kind of brighten this up a little teeny tiny bit. Okay, so for the feathers, I'm going to be going into yet another Morphe palette. This is a 35OM. It's all mattes. And I'm going to take that darkest brown shade on a flatter sort of brush. And I'm going to be going in between and kind of outlining all of our feathers. Oh, my contacts are getting really dry, you guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and do that and finish all of the rest of the feathers, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I have the brown all laid down, I'm gonna go back in with that same brush and a black shadow, and I'm gonna go in and add a little bit more dimension to my feathers. Yeah, that's translating a little bit better. Okay, I'm gonna go do that and fill in the rest off camera. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I am going to take that same brush we've been using. I wiped off a lot of the excess product, and I'm going to wet it and go in with our white paint. And a lot of that excess product is off, but it also gives kind of like a dingier look with the white paint. And I'm going to go in and create the tops of the feathers. Oh, I really like how this is looking. Okay, I'm gonna do the rest of the feathers off camera and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so this is the final look, and I'm okay with how it turned out. Not so good at feathers, but that's okay. Can't be good at everything, and practice makes perfect. So maybe recreating this in the future, we don't know. If you aren't already, please subscribe so you can become part of the Zweck fam. Also hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. If you like today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I hope you're having a very happy Thanksgiving, eating all of the food. And I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!